Hey, but what's up, everybody? It's Call, and if you don't know by now, you should. You're watching Talking Ball. Yeah, and it's damn good to see you. Hopefully, everybody that's watching is having a wonderful start to your day, or whatever time of day it may be. I hope this day has been a great one for you. I'm gonna experiment with some lighting real quick, see if that's any better. Nope, much worse. Well, again, everybody, thank you for being here. You're watching Talking Ball. Um, what I would like to consider maybe the internet's um, best place to kind of catch up on Spurs news, Spurs gossip, Spurs game shows. And I think we're going to just jump straight into the game show today. Today's going to be another one of those short episodes, kind of like what we had yesterday, where I just have a lot of stuff going on work wise. So we're going to cut this one short, have a short one in the morning, short one in the evening. Yeah, guys, we are one day closer to the North London Derby. We've been waiting. We've been treated pretty early, I think, this season, to a North London Derby, but still, it feels like the wait's been forever. And so to make that wait go by a little faster, let's play everybody's favorite game, Keep or West Ham. Hey guys, we're like I said, we're just getting right into the fun this morning, skipping some of the more boring things, and just getting right into fun. Keeper West Ham, another edition of everybody's favorite Tottenham internet game show. You know the rules already, but I'll tell you again. You're presented with two players. One of the players gets to stay with Spurs, bless their hearts. The other player has to go to West Ham forever. And remember, these are the players in the peaks of their careers. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind you are not only maybe strengthening Tottenham, but also strengthening West Ham. Gross. So yeah, let's just get into this. First of all, though, I just want to say we've had a lot of people already saying, hey, today, Chris Agambar, Rich. We've got Donna Sievers in the house. We've got Chris Peters. Says morning call. Morning, Chris. Mile High Hotspur, Bobby K. Man, good, nice things to say, from Bobby K. We appreciate you, sir. But yeah, so everybody, let's get started. Yesterday, they were not easy, and today I aim to make them, again, not very easy. We will start Mason versus Bentaleb. I always try to choose players that are kind of in the same categories as each other. Both midfielders, both seem to impress with the team for a short amount of time, maybe one more than the other. So that's another thing to kind of keep in mind there. Guys, as you kind of think about that answer, I'm having a slight headset issue. Gonna fix that, but you guys just keep thinking about this. Throw your answers in the chat. I'll tell you mine in just 1 second, and then we'll move on to the next option on Keeper West Ham. Everybody, I'm back. Very good to be back. Sorry about the slight little trouble we had there, but everything is fixed. Have no fear. I'm back. Colin is here, baby. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the chat, see what everyone has to say about this. Leo says keep Mason. Chris Peters, Mason, due to his Spurs longevity. And yeah, so we're seeing a lot of Mason so far, but Bobby K, he would keep Bentaleb. At least he made the odd forward pass. Both were average at best. And Yeah, and there's just a lot of love going on in the chat. So yeah, I mean, I would agree to an extent, that on all the points really made. Yeah, neither of them were with the team for very long, really. So on the terms of longevity, I would say really neither of the two were particular. We're here for a particularly long time. Words are hard. Again, we're talking about Mason versus Bentaleb and Keep or West Ham. To all of the 8 of you watching, please get your answers in the chat. Would love to hear what you have to say. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Bentaleb. While he, kind of crashed and burned, his heights with Spurs seemed to be higher than Mason's. He was touted as the next thing. He was looking like the guy that was going to run our midfield for years to come under Pochettino, and yeah, then something happened. I mean, he obviously had some issues with his attitude. His career never quite picked up anywhere. When he went to Germany, we thought maybe that would be a new start for him. But yeah, so it's tough. It's a tough one, and I see completely why it's split, and I do that on purpose. Bobby K just says though that Bentaleb wins for him only because he was a bit bigger than Winks, so he could warm more of the bench for real players. You really had me going there. I was reading that as if it was a serious answer, and then you snuck that on me. Well, good for you. You caught me this one time. You won't catch me out again, Bobby. Okay, so the next one is another one that I think is getting a little easier. Today is the theme today can kind of be fringe players, players that we don't hear about much and we don't talk about much, but we'll have to remember them both for what they did. One of these players in my next pairing is going to be a lot easier than the other, but just think about this one too. So for our next pairing on Keeper West Ham, Yunus Kabul or William Gallas. And I'm excited to see what you guys have to say. One player scored against the Scum. One player played for the Scum. Just interesting. Just interested to see what you guys have to say. Neither of them lit the world alight with their defending. I mean, I think there's one that's clearly better than the other, but this is a little difficult and should hopefully get people talking a bit. So we'll just kind of wait for the chats to pour in. Again, while we're waiting for the chats to pour in, I just wanted to throw out there, I am 1 sub off of 250, and that is a nice, round, awesome number. So if you're watching this by chance, either live or via the repeat function, the rewatch function, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Give me to that 250. It'll make me so happy. And other than that, I mean, it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't, make my life any better, but I would feel good about it. So if you could find it in your heart to do that, it would make my heart very happy. So thanks. And the comments are pouring in. So let's get ready. Wayne Bonner says, keep Gallus. Yeah, I mean, I definitely can see why. Bobby K, though, says Kabul all day. Spelled Kabul wrong, but we'll make fun of him too much for that. Chris Peters also says, keep Kabul. And oh my God, we have Ellie in the chat. Call me a star. You're a star, Ellie. You're a shining star for all of us in the Spurs community. But another Kabul. So I think so far we're at 3 Kabuls to 1 Gallus. And so, yeah, Bobby points out that him and Wayne are clearly not agreeing on anything today. Yeah, that's not too out of the ordinary, is it? Hell, I'd put Kabul on this Sunday and score another winner for us. Yeah, that's the thing, that Kabul will be most remembered for. I actually watched a video of that today, and sure was a peach. What a nice header. What meaning, what passion, what celebrations. Yeah, it got me fired up, extra fired up for the derby coming up on Sunday. Yeah, Kabul was responsible for the best thing in his life, which is going to be that win, at the Emirates. But Gallus was a far better defender, and we stole him from the Goons, which is also kind of cool. We got Donna Sievers in here talking about the Man United match. I guess that she thinks they're going to be beating Burnley. I don't know, man. You haven't quite been on it yet, so that's tough. So my answer with that previous question, I think is going to be Kabul. Um, tough. Mark Cousins, what's up? Hey, real quick, Mark Cousins, I think you're a late arrival. Just very glad to have you here. But we are playing Keeper West Ham, and the two right now are Yunus Kabul, William Gallas. But before we move on, I'd love to hear, your answer for this one, and just let us know real quick who you would pick here. Again, Yunus Kabul versus William Gallas. And I know I've said it about 10 times, but thank you to each and every person watching today, spending your day with me. You don't have to do that. There's so many other places you could spend your day, yet here you are. And God, if I didn't think I had any friends, was I wrong? I've got at least 10 of you watching right now, and that's just people who happen to be able to be here. So again, very blessed. Thank you so much. Yeah, Gallows was a bit of a prick in person. I can believe that. And Mark Cousins says Kabul just for that goal. Well, yeah, definitely a good reason. And with this weekend coming up, the reason is even more, prevalent, and it makes even more sense than normal. So we have one more of these coming up, and it's one that I have been waiting for. And so here we go. Sorry, if you couldn't tell, I forgot to type this out. Easiest one of the night, but I just wanted to talk about both these chaps. Soldado versus Crouchy. One player was a lot more successful. They probably couldn't be any two more different looking people, judging by size and stature. You know what? I'm changing this. Too easy. So instead of Soldado versus Crouchy, which we all know the answer to that, let's make it hard. That's more like it. So Soldado versus Crouchy was the original, and everybody is going to say Crouch to that. But now with right. But now with this, we've actually got a tough one on our hands here, people. Both of these players were loved big time by the fans for very good reason. I think that I have an answer for this one as well, but I would just like to see. I knew you were going to do that. Yeah, Defoe's one of my favorite players to throw in here because he's just so universally loved that picking anybody over him is hard and requires quite a bit of, defending yourself and defending your reasoning. Bobby K says, F you, Colin, can't change it now. After he had said finally an easy one, Crouch. Yeah, no, we did it. Defoe all day long, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Wow. Okay. Maybe that was before on the Soldado one. Maybe. Bobby K says I'm a prick. Yeah, I've been called worse things, but don't even worry. So Defoe, but switching to Crouch only because Wayne Bonner said Defoe already. Yeah, you guys can't agree. That's been pre-decided. Mark Cousins, Defoe was or went to West Ham, so him. All right, that's fair. Jermaine Defoe, he's a and Defoe. Hey, Kate's here. Kate, real quick. This is the last Keeper West Ham. Jermaine Defoe, Peter Crouch. Who are you keeping? Who are you sending to West Ham? We just like to hear. Imagine Defoe in this Ange system. Yeah, no joke. Imagine him. God, I wonder how good shape he's in right now. We could just take him as a super sub, right? He could probably still bag him in. He was offside all the time anyway. We'll just, Defoe all day, of course. And then people saying good morning to Kate. Man Thief. I don't know who that is. There's probably something going on. Everybody, don't steal each other's men. That's not nice. But yeah, Defoe would be a delight in this system. I fully agree. For me, though, I'm going to pick Peter Crouch. I've been a softie for Crouchy ever since, some of his answers to interviews, some of the things that he says and does are just so genuinely hilarious. The nachos that he would have before every match. That when asked what he would be if he wasn't a professional footballer, he said probably a virgin. The horrible robot dance he did after scoring. There's just so many things to make you love Crouchy. Scored some very, very important goals for us. Got us back into the Champions League for the first time in forever. I understand when people are saying keep Defoe. He scored goals more regularly. He had 2 good stints with us, scored both times. Kind of helped keep us afloat whenever our striker situation was a bit dire. I get it completely. They both remind me of good old times, but it's keep Peter Crouch for me. But all of your answers are valid and good, and you all make good points. That's why I do this. I kind of want to have my mind changed here. I do this because I like hearing what you guys have to say. So that is enough, Keeper West Ham. And thank you for taking part in that with me. I would like to throw out really quickly here that I do have a Patreon account that if you're feeling just extra generous, go and grab a membership for. I can't do YouTube memberships yet. I can't do super chats yet, but I am on the hunt for that magic subscriber number that'll get me there, and one away from 250 right now. So just keep that in mind. If you can't subscribe to the Patreon, no big deal. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll call it square. And again, there's one more thing. I just have to find the link to it. I embarrassingly don't have it ready. But I also have a merch store that is opened up. There are 2 items on the merch store right now, going to be more very soon. Now we have a crew neck and a tee. The crew neck is kind of vintage right now. It's actually, I'll show it to you in just a moment here. But anyway, there's a couple more comments I want to get through. I kind of didn't give everyone a proper time to answer. Mark Cousins, the sheriff himself, says Crouchy just for the robot. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And just a girl who loves Spurs says Defoe, proper box in the box. He was. He really, really and truly was. Like I said, all great answers, everybody. But now we must kind of turn our attention to Sunday's match. I am fired up. I don't know about you guys. I do know about you guys. Everybody's fired up. And we'll take predictions as usual at the end of the match. But I just wanted to talk about a few things. So we know about the injury to Perisic. And on the surface, that probably won't affect things greatly, at least starters-wise, going into the match on Sunday. But we have been seeing, more often Richarlison and Perisic entering the match at the same time. Richarlison being that focal point. Whoa, voice crack. Being that focal point for the headers, though, for the crosses that we'd see Perisic put in. So now that we have Perisic no longer as an option, who's your first sub to come in? It kind of changes everything. We could do so many different things now. We could put Richarlison on the left, where he spent a lot of time last season, not super effectively, but we could put him out there. We could put him in the center with Sonny out left, but we know Sonny isn't a particularly – he's not the type to cross the ball in. He wants to beat a man. He wants to have a shot. And that's the same with Kulusevski on the right. So I just have a hard time seeing – I don't know if this means Richarlison's getting less game time or more game time. I think less. I don't think we have a player who's going to play to his strengths. I don't know. Maybe Hill has a good cross on him. I know he's a naturally left-footed, left-sided player. So in theory, he should have a good, decent cross on him. We just haven't seen enough of the guy. He also likes to cut inside and get towards the middle of the park and towards the middle and kind of play centrally. And so it's tough. I don't know. I don't know if Richarlison, he's definitely going to suffer with Perisic out. But what do you guys think? Do you think that changes the order of our subs? Do you think it changes how much game time that Richarlison's going to see? I definitely do. I definitely do. One way or the other. I haven't put my money down on if he's going to see more or less. Is he going to become that first sub on the left-hand side? Or is he, is Lo Celso on the left as an option? Yeah, I mean that could be an option if he, if he'll play and give everything he's got. Judging by how he's been in the past, I don't know if I can trust him to do that. And Kate says Lo Celso is injured, she thinks. I think you're right. But then there's also all of those reports about Lo Celso angry about, playing time. But if he's injured, how could he be angry about playing time? I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one for me. An injured player at Spurs, unheard of. So we got Miss Donna here pointing out that Arsenal, they get penalties a lot. They have won quite a few penalties this season with our defenders, namely Romero, being a bit on the more hot-headed side. And, I mean, depending on who we start out on the right, Royale has gotten a penalty in this fixture before. That's something that we're definitely going to have to watch out for. Great point there. I'm going to put a pin in that. We'll come back to that in a bit. But, Bobby says, can see then bring it on a false 9 after yesterday's win. Let's smash their dreams in their house. 3-1 Spurs. Let's go. Oh, yeah. If you saw my thumbnail, you can see that I think 3-1 is also going to be the final score, Bob. I just you see them being on a false high. I literally can't read. Sorry, it's the shades. But no, let's smash them at their house. Absolutely. Kate says that Richie won't see any game time unless we're losing, maybe drawing. Sad but true. And I think, like I said, with Perisic, he was a viable option for something different, those headers, because we don't really have another player that's strong and can play as that tip of the, as the tip of the attack, the spearhead. Richarlison was good at that. And but if no one's crossing it into him, he can't really play the ball to his feet. His first touch is god awful. Leo's got a better first touch. No, I'm just kidding. Probably way better. That was not a slight on you, Leo. That was just saying Richarlison's first touch is bad. So, and then Kate also says that Royale is wank. I believe that. I don't think that Royale is great. I do kind of have a sneaking suspicion that he'll start this Sunday. And if that's the case, we then have to worry about, we'd have to worry about it with Poro too. I guess I can't say that you never not have to, you're never not worrying about this, but we don't want, to give away any unnecessary fouls, especially to Arsenal, who, as Donna pointed out, do get a lot of penalties called their direction. Will be at their house. I'm not sure who's refereeing the match, but they might feel inclined to do them some favors while they're at home. And so that is something that we definitely need to keep in mind. Our defense needs to stay tight. We need to be aggressive without being silly and giving away needless fouls. Obviously, I mean that's the obvious thing. But with this lot of players, we've got Cutie, who's a bit of a hothead. We've got Van de Ven, who's still finding his legs in the league. Is liable to maybe give away a silly one. A lot of nerves in this match for him too, I'm sure. And then Royale if he plays. So I mean, it's danger. Is anybody in the chat here, afraid of giving away a penalty? Do you guys think that there will be penalties in this match, either for us or against us? I don't know. I could see there being none. I could see this match being reffed really openly and left to either team to kind of decide. I would hope in a match of this caliber that the referee would decide to let the two teams play and not try to make the match about themselves. But this is the Premier League. These are Premier League refs we're talking about. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. But yeah, sorry, Kate said Johnson needs to come in and make a difference for sure. I do like him on that right side to kind of replace Kulu. Teams get used to Kulu. They get used to defending him the way he's defended. And then boom, Johnson comes on. Totally different player, totally different attributes. And then suddenly, their left back has to rethink things. I like that a lot. Chris Peters kind of echoing that. Soloman needs to make sure that he has a full game for sure. Soloman, or slalom man, as I call him, because of his slaloming runs. I'm calling for him to have a really big match. I think that he'll do wonderfully for us. I think that, we'll start out with him on the left, Kulu on the right. But then I do think, though, that whenever there's subs made, I do think that Soloman and Kulu will both come out. I think we'll put Brennan on the right side, and then on the left, maybe Heel. That's a great question. Is then who comes on the left? Of course, the Perisic would be the guy, but now that's not looking like it's going to happen. We won't concede a penalty, but the Scum will probably play act to get one. 100% agree. They're at home. Scudia Hothead, one booking in 5 games, tells me he's calmed down 100%. And he could have been less of a hothead, but more, trying to make up for the errors of his defensive partner, which could then, lead to mistakes and lead to him looking like a hothead. But I think he's a bit of one. He's probably calmed down, but he's still got that streak in him, especially in a game like this where, players are going to be talking shit. Players are going to be in each other's faces and riling each other up. So let's just hope that he's got it in him to stay cool. And like you said, he's shown this season he probably does. Same starting 11 though for Kate. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree actually. Rich says apparently the ref is Rob Jones, who gave the Sun penalty on the Brentford game. Well, that was an incredibly weak penalty, but if it had been given for us, we would have all been happy. Sucks. Hopefully he is aware of that and maybe feels like he owes us a favor and gives us, call something our way. I've seen it happen. I hope he has a better game this time. Me too. You guys. So real quick in the chats, please throw me your prediction for the match. I didn't realize it was getting so late. I work in 18 minutes, but I work from home. So just got to log into some stuff. But yeah, let me know your predictions. Hold on. I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Guys, it's Ange. Yeah, what's up, mate? We're going to smash him 5-1? Oh my God, I'll let everybody know. All right. Hey, all right, Ange. All right, good day. That was Ange Postecoglou, the manager of Spurs. And he actually just called me. He said, hey, is your show about to end? I think I see you. You got sunglasses on. It's hard to tell who you are. And I said, yeah, that's me. And then he told me we're going to win 5-1. So take it from his lips to God's ears. But says, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, says Leo. 8 million to 0 Spurs. Nice. Kate says she just fancies a draw 3-3. All right. Donna, get out of here, Donna. You might be in the wrong. Arsenal 3-0. Yeah, I doubt it. But yeah, Bobby K agrees with Leo. Prepare for the worst, but be ready for the best. Chris Peters, you and Kate on the same wavelength today, both saying draw, just slightly different score lines. But Sonny with 2 and Kulu with 1 for Kate. All right, I'll take that, but just maybe a little tighter defense than you're expecting, Kate, and then I'll be happy. And then we've got Mark Cousins, 3-4 Spurs with Richie with the winner. Wow. Well, the question is, who's going to put the cross in to put it on his head so he can head it in? We started the show with that. We got to, I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. Madison, I guess, probably. I know we'll want him more centrally, but he'll make his way over to the wings occasionally. He'll get some crosses in. So, yeah, good call. I agree now with you, but I think it's going to be 1-3 Spurs. But I'll say Richarlison will get the last goal. Header from across from our boy Matters. Wayne Bonner real quick gets his in. 3-2 Spurs or a 2-2 draw. Yeah, I mean, hey, It's good. Most people are right around. At least no one is expecting us to get pumped, and I love that. We're gonna be the ones doing the pumping, baby. All right, well, guys, I really do have to go. I'm sorry to end it on such an awkward note like that, but we're gonna pump Arsenal. Hey, big love, everyone.